Kamen Rider is one of the more well-known tokusatsu. Typically, it would star a cybernetic bug warrior that rides a motorcycle, and has become a long-established icon in Japan. But unlike Super Sentai, it has a more rocky history. The series has been cancelled multiple times, and it wasn't until year 2000 where Kamen Rider Kuga probably put it back on its feet. It only had a few Western adaptations, like Saban's Masked Rider, which was crap, and Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, which was fairly decent, and I recommend. But the only way to watch the franchise is through fan subs. And I know it sounds silly and even sacrilegious to some people, but part of me wish it was properly dubbed. I know, the whole sub versus dub debate has evolved drastically in the anime discussion. And the idea that Chris Sabat, Steve Bloom, Eric Vale, or anyone from Funimation voicing Kamen Rider is bound to give someone watching an aneurysm. But I had that thought when I was 14, and Kamen Rider Kabuto was airing. But ironically, Kabuto actually had a dub.
I'm gonna get away this time. I'm gonna take all you worms down. All of you!
And I found out very recently that another Kamen Rider was dubbed. Sorta. And that Kamen Rider was Kamen Rider ZO. Remember when I said Kamen Rider was cancelled multiple times? Well, after one cancellation, the franchise switched to releasing movies. ZO was one of them, alongside Kamen Rider J, and Shin Kamen oh my god! And during my time of 2006 or something, it actually got fan subbed, which meant a lot, because fan subs on anything other than the current series was very rare, and it was either that or the really terrible Hong Kong bootleg subs. No one missed those, and thankfully that seemed to have changed, to the point where I could go to Target and find freaking O-Ranger. Kamen Rider ZO was about a lab assistant, Masharu, who was used in a science experiment that led to him becoming a Kamen Rider, being tasked to protect the Doctor's son from the rest of the monsters that he was responsible for creating. It's a short movie, but overall entertaining. Footage of the movie was used for Saban's Masked Rider, and if you look for a few split seconds, you can notice ZO's suit. Now what the f***, Saban? Have some quality control. I bet some young 10-year-old will notice that and think, wow, that's pretty strange. His suit is different. Imagine the consequences, like, I don't know, lazy. Now, as for the dub, it wasn't actually a proper dub, but a video game adaptation for the Sega CD, released as Masked Rider ZO. It was essentially the movie, but cut up and edited to be a Dragon's Lair ripoff. The entire game is QuickTime events. It's similar to the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger game on the Sega CD, which released that same year. Now that may sound easy, and that's fair enough for some people, but if you get 2 or more wrong, then it's game over, and it's just freaking lame. And I'm using an Xbox controller, which makes it even more frustrating to play. Now, this seems like a strange thing to say, but it being a movie makes the game distracting. Like, you get more interested in watching the movie, that the icon suddenly showing up makes it more annoying. Now, say what you will about 90s visual effects, but they are more appealing to look at than playing a Dragon's Lair game. And unlike the Power Rangers game, the show was already on TV. Imagine this being someone's first exposure to Kamen Rider. And plus, wouldn't there be so many questions going on in the player's head? Like, holy this Power Rangers? Or how can I watch this movie without playing the game? Which is even more ironic because the movie didn't even release in America.
Yep.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, he'll show up. See you tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Wow, that just sounds bad. The dub's not very good, or it's just more in line with other dub live-action movies. I don't know, I guess dubbing just works better in anime. But I still think it's interesting to see.
Hiroshi, what happened? Why are you shaking?
Hey, Hiroshi, don't forget practice tomorrow.
He's following me! He's following me! He can't leave me alone!
Hey, you! Why are you following Hiroshi? Say something. A monster's after Hiroshi. I'm trying to protect him. A monster?
Monster.
Don't laugh! Something did come after me!
Doris, The professor's experiment. He was trying to make the perfect creature, but something went wrong. I know this is hard for you to understand, but your father created the monster that attacked you. Why is it after you?
Then there's moments where the game edits certain scenes to make it appear like a choose-your-own-adventure game. Well, that's cute, but it's just really cheap. But then by the midpoint, some of the stages are very quick. I guess that's understandable for a game this short, but these are like 4 to 5 buttons. There's even one chapter where you just punch a monster in the gut. I mean, I'm not complaining, I think. Am I? I won by getting my ass kicked off the stage. Ooh, what do they do for the henshin? Okay, it's the same thing, but it's still alright. Oh crap, I have to play the game. See, this is what I mean. It's like 4 hits and that's it. I wonder what would happen if I chose Rider Kick. What? You lose? Boo. How do you fail from using one of the most iconic moves from Kamen Rider? That's like if you're playing as Thor, but you get a game over for using the hammer. What's the point of even giving you the option? There's one moment where he fuses with the main villain, and you have multiple choices, but you pick the wrong one and it's game over. And some of the choices are pretty vague enough to lose. After that, they give you a barrage of QTE events that you can very easily screw up on. Man, imagine being on your last life and you just ended right there. Then they let you use the Rider Kick. ZO rescues the kid and let his dad die in the explosion. No, really, in the movie there's a sad scene of the father's death, but the game cuts that out, and ZO goes...
Too late. Come on.
He doesn't even say anything in the original, and it just looks like he leaves him for dead. What a hero. So yeah, the game sucks. I don't recommend it. Just watch the movie instead. Which is pretty obvious at this point. I'm gonna go on a limb and say no one had interest in playing the game at all. Or even knew that the game existed. But I guess if you were scrolling down the Sega CD library, maybe you could have some passing interest. Oh, whatever. So I hope you enjoyed. If you want, you can check out some of my other videos. Hope to see you soon.